everybody, and happy Wednesdays. I haven't done a video in a long time. Thought I'd come on and actually show my face so that you guys know I'm a real person and not just somebody behind a screen. So my name is Amanda. I am a intuitive life coach and a spiritual life coach. So my specialties is I channel animal spirit guide messages through tarot and oracle cards, and then I teach you how to release trauma in order for you guys to achieve goals, attract love, or for whatever desire you might have. I help you to achieve that through not only manifestation but also active steps. So today's a little bit of kind of a mix. So not only am I going to do I'm going to do a reading for you guys for today, but I'm also going to talk to you guys a little bit about if you want to work on a psychic hotline and what to expect and kind of the pros and cons, and we'll just go over that whole thing. So today I am using the Animal Spirit Guide Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid. Alright, so let's focus on the good energy with today. So, the ant spirit, time to collaborate. So with this, I see help coming to you guys. I see a lot of this coming not only in forms of like business partners, which that's one thing I'm being drawn to big time, is like people who are trying to come forward and help you. But also I'm seeing relationships, I'm seeing people come forward, but I'm also seeing spirit guides. I'm being drawn to the highway for some reason. So if you're driving the highway today, please be open and be receiving, because I do feel that you're going to see some kind of sign or symbol while you're driving on the highway to wherever it is that you're going to. All right, so the energy that needs to be looked at and the energy that wants to be shed light upon. I have the flamingo spirit in reverse. So upright, the flamingo spirit says embrace the in between. So reverse, I sense a lot of us, and I know because I'm kind of going through this right now already. I'm being affected by Mercury retrograde. Our Wi-Fi has been haywire the last 2 days, and it's just been it's been stressful because yes, I do work on a psychic hotline as well as my own business. I do want to completely have my own business, but right now, you have to make money to spend money, right? And vice versa. But anyway, with this card, a lot of us are used to going, and I'm one of these people. I'm used to constantly being on the go. There's always something to do because I do live at home taking care of my mom. So there's always something here to do. There's always something to work on or to do, whether it's taking a dog out or, there's always something to do in business. But a lot of us don't learn how to take a step back and just really breathe in and just really enjoy the in between, the time of rest, because you don't get that very often. And once you do get busy again, then you go into the cycle, at least I do, of like, damn it, I should rest when I had that chance. So what I'm getting with this, and the energy needs to be focused on, is do not worry when things are slow, and to look into really just taking time for yourself and seeing it as a blessing and not that you're being punished. Because I do, like I said, a lot of us do and are people who, we're always on the go. We're always constantly going and going and going. And the problem with this is we tend to burn out. So when we get that in between, take advantage of it, because it's our time to rest, it's our time to reflect, and it's our time to really let go of whatever, issues we might be having. But also it's a great time for us to really, like I said, embrace that free time, embrace that freedom, the feathers, and, just the blue. The blue really sticks out, just that relaxing time. I really see a need to really focus on this. All right, so next card I have for you is the outcome, and this is Frog Spirit. So this is clear out the clutter. Perfect with the Flamingo card in reverse. Perfect. So definitely what I said, a lot of us are releasing energy, a lot of us are healing. I'm going through moving on from my twin flame. I'm going through our separation right now. We are at a time where we're learning how to be ourselves and how to really, work on our issues before we talk about getting together. But that is something that I do intend to eventually, happen. And it might not, because most people don't know this. Your twin flame is not always meant to be your life partner. And I know people look at me and they're like, well, that's crazy. That's what, that's not what other psychics say. Well, I'm not here to discuss other psychics. I'm here to tell you what I've learned in my experiences, and you might have something different. But from what I've learned with twin flames are a reflection of you, good or bad. So you have to look at, really reflect and look back at their behaviors, because a lot of times I've noticed there's a lot of very similar patterns with us, good and bad. So, I've also been taking that to heart and working on healing myself, but I've also been learning that, to rely on myself more than somebody else, because for 5 years, we did have that time where we were on the phone, on video chat. A lot of times we would fall asleep and continue as great as sounds, we would, continue the conversation while we were dreaming, and we'd wake up and recall it. But with this card, with the outcome card, I'm definitely seeing, we're cleaning out clutter. There's a lot of blessings coming our way, but we have to get rid of this stuff first. So, 2 advice cards for the day. Actually, there's 3 here, which is kind of weird because I thought I pulled 2. All right. Electric Eel Spirit, bring your ideas to life. So this definitely grabs me because I am working on getting back into the paranormal romance industry under my author name. I am an erotic romance writer. I don't like writing erotic romances anymore because I'm just it's just gotten old. It's not fun anymore. And I love the magic. I love the lore. I love just how creative you can really get with paranormal romance. And I just love that, that beastly, wild romance, because personally, that's the way that I know my partner, whenever it is, whether that's my twin flame or someone else, that's the kind of romance that I want. I mean, obviously we can't change into animals, or, that'd be pretty cool if we could, but, all right, getting back to what I was saying with this, bringing your ideas to life. So, in relation to, what did I do with that card? Just buried it. All right. So with the frogs in relation to this, I definitely see clearing out clutter is also going to help you guys ignite your creative streak. Definitely tells me with my paranormal romance stuff going on. All right. So, Elephant Spirit in reverse. Learn from the past. So, I'm being drawn to the name Edward. I don't know if this isn't. I definitely sense this is an X. I sense that you need to be careful. This person, you need to cut him out of your life and not keep allowing him to come back, because whoever this person is, their words are really smooth and their words are so easy to sway you. But the second you let them back into your life, it's like then you don't matter again. So you just go through a cycle, and it's time to break this, because this person does not love you. They don't want to change. They're very stubborn. They're very set in their ways, and unfortunately, you can only do so much. Love, sometimes is just not enough, especially when someone doesn't want to help themselves. And I've always said that, especially myself, and as a life coach, and as a tarot reader, I've always told people relationships should be about 2 people who are growing together, but also growing apart. Meaning, you should be working on yourselves while you're also together, working on creating a future together. And when that stops, the energy is not balanced anymore, and then it's like a teeter-totter. And so what I'm getting with this is let him go, because this person does not truly love you. All right. So a final advice card. Hummingbird Spirit, be here now. I really love those flowers. I don't know why, but I want to eat them. All right. So what I'm getting with this, with the Hummingbird Spirit card, be in the present. Focus on now. The past is done. You can't go back and change the past. You can change the future because it's always changing. But what really matters is the power you have now. So focus on now, and focus on what can you do today that you can take a step forward, or what can you do today that you can help, to grow, and, what is it that you can do that can really help yourself? All right. Okay. So that was today's reading, and please feel free to comment below, like, and subscribe if that resonated with you. So, let me get my selenite too in a minute. All right, so we're going to talk about psychic hotlines today, because I know a lot of people have kind of been wondering and have been asking, do you like working on it? What's it like? So I thought I would kind of come on and talk to you guys about it. So, Psychic hotlines, I think, are a great way to start your career because you can start getting testimonials. Now, here's the catch. You can't copy testimonials, at least for me. I don't know about other, psychic apps, but the one that I do work for, and I do work on an app, so you can change up, you can do, on my app, I'm allowed to do phone, video, and chat. Now, as an empath, I don't really like doing a lot of video, and I actually want to train myself a little more because I do want to be able to do video, but right now it is too distracting to look at somebody one-on-one and do a reading. So I usually do better with chat and email. Like I said, I still want to enhance my abilities because I do want to get better. And I know that's one of the things I think as a psychic and as an intuitive tarot reader, however you want to put it, I do say that I'm more intuitive than a psychic because, yes, I do get visions. I am very spot on my intuition. But I do feel before I get visions, and sometimes I don't get visions, I get feelings, and those vibrations end up painting a picture for me. So, like I was saying with this, I think it's important that you're always learning. So, with psychic apps, we're going to talk about pros. So, whether it's Keen, Purple Ocean, might work there. Whether it's Keen, whether it's Purple Ocean, whether it's Psychic Source, or, whatever it is, there is going to be pros and cons. And I'm going to start with pros. So the nice thing is you can work from home. You can set your own hours. Depending on the app, you're allowed to set your own rates. There's always a plethora of customers. Most customers are very appreciative of your advice, depending on who, because I have gotten some pretty not so nice customers. I'm not going to really bring it up just because it's client privacy, and I don't really want to push any buttons in the app that I work on. But what I wanted to say also is one of the other pros is, like I said, if you're able to set your rates, it's nice too because instead of having to wait, every 2 weeks for a paycheck to go and cash it to the bank, it just deposits into my PayPal. And then I just put money aside for taxes, and I put the rest for bills and whatever it is I need, or groceries, or, whatever, if I want to buy a new deck. There's actually a couple. I do want to learn astrology. I do feel like that's something that I'm good at, but I don't know why. I've never done it, so I don't know. But it is something to consider learning for myself. So, the other thing you have to consider with a psychic network, or a psychic app, or a psychic, website, however you want to put it. You do have to follow their rules. That's one of the cons. And like I said, I respect why there's rules, but here's the thing that I'm going to tell you. They do not support when you're getting bad reviews. So what this means is you could talk to somebody about doing, let's say, and sorry, your scanner's kind of going crazy right now. There's a lot going on, a lot of just energy error. All right, so back to what I was saying. One of the cons that you're going to see is that you're going to deal with clients who are you're going to deal with clients who aren't so nice. That's just, no matter, even if you have your own business, you're going to have clients who aren't going to like your reading. They're not going to like what you have to say, or they're going to say, you didn't connect with them, or, whatever it is, because unfortunately, some people, when they come to see a tarot reader, they think that we are supposed to tell them their whole fucking lives. Sorry, I hate to say it like that, but, people think that tarot readers and psychics, we are like these magic pills you take for your life, and suddenly your life is better. And I tell people all the time, I am not here to make your life better. I'm here to teach you how you can make your life better. That's what I'm here to do. A lot of people don't realize that, and they think that, that makes people scam artists. And, well, fine, if that's what you want to believe. But I don't personally believe in readings where they are fairy tale readings. And what I mean by that is I don't personally believe in doing readings where everything is like happy hunky-dory, because that's not, sorry, I'm very fidgety. That's not how life works. Like, our lives are not perfect. And if your life is perfect, hey, congratulations. But I choose to live in the real world. Even I know that, I've coming to realize that too. There's no perfect partner. There is no perfect relationship. There's no perfect love. There is no perfect life. There is a perfect life for you. And what I mean by that is, life might have its imperfections, but that's what makes life perfect. So when these people come to get these readings, and I tell people right away, like especially if it's a new client, I'm like, hey, I'm happy to read for you, but just before we start, just to let you know, I don't sugarcoat things. I will say things in a compassionate way, but I will not tell you something if I don't see it. Do you want to proceed? Because a lot of people do, there are some people who do want you to tell them the fairy tale, and that's just not the way that I handle my business. That's not my ability. Therefore, I'm not here to entertain people. Granted, knock on wood, tarot readings are essentially that. They're for enlightenment purposes, or for entertainment purposes. But I am not here to give somebody a fairy tale. I'm here to give you advice that I'm channeling from your animal spirit guides. And if you like it, great. If not, hey, that's all. And that's another thing that you will see on a psychic app is you will have a lot of people who will tell you, well, I don't like the advice you gave me. I don't like what you're telling me. And unfortunately, and I've told people, I've said, I'm really sorry you feel that way, maybe, and I say it in a nice way, because you also have to learn how to communicate with clients, and that's a big thing. You do have to be very careful how you word things, because if you are not careful, it can lead to subject termination. Another thing that is a con, well, not really a con, but just one of the big rules that I'm pretty sure all the psychic apps have this, and I could be wrong, but one of the big rules that I see a lot, and I do understand this to a point. You are not allowed to give clients your YouTube. You're not allowed to give them your website. The app that I work on, that is prohibited. If they catch you doing that, you are fired. Number one, I can understand it is a conflict of interest, because essentially that's like if I ran a psychic shop and somebody came in and was talking to one of my customers and said, hey, I'm a psychic reader. Why don't you come to my shop? Here's my rates. And they may be better than my rates. Those rates might be better than my rates, and I might lose customers. So I can understand to a point that part of it. I do also understand it is for your safety. Okay. The thing that I'm going to say, and I'm just going to be blunt about it. People who are on a psychic app, I'm not going to say they're desperate, but I'm going to say they are at a point of they need some kind of guidance, because they are just not, they are tired, nothing's working anymore, they don't really know what to do with themselves. So because of this, a lot of them are very, they kind of live in a fantasy world where they kind of think that everything's hunky-dory, and they think that that's how you're supposed to go. That being said, also, you do have to be very careful, because there are some people who are not playing with a full deck of cards, no pun intended, but you have to be careful, because you really don't know who you're talking to. And no matter how good of a reader you are, you should never be giving psychiatric advice to someone who has mental health or has a mental illness, a very serious mental illness. I cringe when I see that, because I don't think that's healthy, especially because tarot readings do not replace medical or psychiatric or veterinary or any other professional advice that you can think of. That's not what tarot cards are for. And I cringe, and I get it, each their own, but I always cringe when I see this, because this is part of the problem of why spirituality is kind of becoming a war zone, because there are these people saying that they can heal you with a tarot reading. That's not true. If you have an issue, you need a root canal, guess what? A paper card is not going to fix your root canal. I'm sorry. I love these cards all. Funny enough, Wolf Spirit, and this is actually it's funny because wolves are my animal spirit guide. So turn knowledge into wisdom. Funny. So my point with that is, you have to be very careful, because there are people on these apps that just, they just really, they don't understand they have to help themselves, I think, is a lot of what I get with, the energy I get is that they seek so much validation in other people that they don't know how to make their own decisions. And I always tell people, and I look out for this, you will see there are some clients who are returning. I look out for clients that are coming back every single day, because that's kind of a red flag. I don't want someone to be that dependent on my readings to a point where I'm telling them how to live their life. You have to make your own decisions. You have to make your own choices. Tarot is to guide you about what you need to know or how you can, better those choices, but it's not there to completely control your life. So, like I said, this tying in with, the whole medical stuff, and what's making me cringe is I see a lot of people who are on YouTube and they are doing, or not even YouTube, but just I see it on Facebook a lot too. People who are like, let me read you a card and I can fix, your root canal, or I can fix your heart issue. If you have a heart issue, I'm sorry, but when it comes down to it, as much as these have beautiful wisdom and, really intuitive wisdom, these are not, they're not a doctor, okay? These are not going to fix your heart issue. I think what is happening is a lot of people too they're saying it in a way that's being taken in a medical way. Like, when it comes to like heart energy, like your chakra energy, I can give you readings on that. So I think what's happening is a lot of them too they're not writing their messages right. So it's coming out the wrong way. And this is also, I think, why we're getting a lot of those I can heal your medical issues and blah, 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 blah. And even like people ask how I feel about medical intuitives, and I say it's great, but I still think you need a doctor, because nobody's gonna be able to sit there and tell you if you have breast cancer or whatever. You need to go get checked. You still need to take care of your body. And I've told people this. I believe that there's three energies in our lives. There's our mind energy, there's our body energy, and there's our soul energy. So if your body has a issue that's finally manifested into something like a broken foot or a chipped tooth, I have to go back, not go forward, but something like that, you need to see a doctor or a dentist or somebody who can help you. That's not a tarot reader, because, like I said, what is this going to do for my tooth? I am very practical about things. Like I said, I'm all for spiritual woo. Believe me, I'm a pagan myself, but I do look at things in kind of how can I put it? I am practical about things. I'm kind of a realist. I'm not wishy-washy about things, because I think it's part of the problem is a lot of us, a lot of people are wishy-washy or think that spirituality is a fix to everything. And yes, spirituality is a great foundation to have. It can get you through a lot of things, almost anything. But like I said, when it comes to having some kind of like health issue, you need to go see a doctor for that. Okay, because now it's a physical energy, so you have to treat it with physical energy, such as a doctor or medicine. Not that I'm crazy about traditional medicine either, but, when you come to, and I've always said this, at least go and get a diagnostic. You can always look for a holistic doctor after you get a diagnosis, but get that diagnosis first and worry about that after. All right, so, that being said, all right, let's go on. So, what are cons? And I understand from my psychic ass point of view, but it is something that is disheartening, and I'm going to tell you, and it gives you thick skin, so there's a good part of it. There's a good part of that. There is not a lot of support for bad reviews if it's not fraudulent. And what that means is if somebody doesn't like your reading and they leave you a bad review, most apps will not remove it, just because they see it as it's the client's, it's the customer, sorry. It's a customer's opinion, and they really can't remove it. And like, I get it to a point, but like when you're getting fraudulent with it, and like clearly, and you're still supporting that customer, that's kind of what pisses me off. But like I said, at the same time, I will tell you, in the 5 years I've been doing this, I've maybe get like one bad review every like 7 months or something. Like, I don't really get bad reviews, and I've kind of come to learn to actually kind of, see them as, essentially that's what it is. It's someone's opinion. I respect it. I don't have to pay attention to it. I'm just going to focus on the people who want to help themselves and, who do enjoy my readings, and that's where I focus on my energy. So, like I said, that being said, there is some cons. The other thing that, it's not really a con, but it is kind of a little disheartening. A lot of times, there's not instant pay. And, like, I get it. I understand. It just kind of sucks because, like, I'm still every 2 weeks paycheck, technically speaking, just because I don't get paid instantly. Where, like, if I had a client book a tarot reading session with me, for example, I would be able to, actually, what was I going to say about that? Sorry, I haven't finished my coffee, so I'm a little out of it. Where like if it was my own business, it would be paid instantly. And I'd be able to, take it out that day, and, that's all said and good. With that being said, that's one of the cons is just sometimes you have to wait, which I don't like, but like I said, it's not that bad either. It's just I really have to be careful of spending. Right now, if I get paid every 2 weeks, so if I know money's coming in, I'll use a credit card to get groceries and I'll pay it back because I know the money's coming. Don't spend your credit card if you don't have money coming. Take it from someone who has fucking learned this. But yeah, so that's, that's in a nutshell, really quick. Pros and cons. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I should tell you. Tips. Okay. So one reason why I don't do a lot of video calls right now is because I don't really have a nice setup. Because like I said, I'm still at home, and none of my family's against what I'm doing, but they're not for it either. So, and I'm kind of, I am supporting myself, which is kind of in every way, because it's just kind of sad. My family will pay for a psychic that they don't even know, but they won't believe their granddaughter or daughter. But that's their own opinion, and that's fine. I'm not there to seek validation from them, and I've told them that myself. I don't need them to validate my gifts or who I am. Just trying to think, is there anything else I should tell you? Tips. So, one of the tips is don't dress like this. Right now it's hot, and I'm just on my own YouTube, and it's just a really hot day. Otherwise, I would be more dressy. I would probably have my hair a little straighter, and I would kind of have it styled, maybe a little bit more curlier, maybe have some makeup on. But it's hot. I'm not really doing readings right now, so I'm not really worried about the way I look or anything. But when you're on a psychic call, I do suggest that you dress up a little bit. Even they mainly, I don't think there's any app that shows your whole body, so it's mainly just here. So just make sure you have on like a nice short sleeve blazer or a nice dressy shirt, but make sure that nothing is showing, no cleavage, nothing like that. I know most apps don't care, but it just does look more professional. Point blank. Personally, as a customer, I don't really care, but at a business perspective, there are people who do look at that a lot. And, first impressions are, to a point, they are actually kind of important. So, next tip. You want to make sure you're doing it in a quiet area. Like I said, I'm not reading for anybody right now. I would probably either shut my window, or I'd probably go either outside or somewhere a little bit quieter if I'm doing one-on-one readings. But right now, I'm just doing a video, so it's really not an issue. But you want to make sure that you're in a place where it's as quiet as possible, and there's not a lot of distractions, and you can just do a reading. You may even want to put up a tapestry. I know a lot of people say that. Another tip I'm going to have, it's okay to get personal to a point, but you have to be careful about how personal you get. You do not, and I make sure I'm very careful about this. The most I'll say is I'm in the northwest part of the United States. There's a lot of states figured out. But don't give out your personal address. Don't, obviously don't give out your credit card, your social security number. I would hope that nobody's doing that. I don't know anybody who's doing that, but please don't do that. Don't give out any information that they can look you up anywhere else. So that's why, like, my name on the app that I work on is a lot different than my actual tarot coaching business, because I do not want clients finding my other business, and I do not want clients finding my Purple Ocean either. That's just personal preference. I just like to keep, when it comes to working different businesses, I like to kind of keep my clients apart. Has nothing to do with segregation. It's just, I consider it a conflict of interest, because then you have people who are like, well, you're doing it cheaper here, or, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? It's more expensive here. Can you do this? Can you do that? You told me about this. And I don't want to crossfire a client who I've read for on an app with my business, or someone that I've read my business to go on the app, and vice versa. So my tip to you is, if you do have separate businesses, don't tell clients about it. I would never, I will tell clients, like, hey, I work for a psychic app too, but I don't tell them about what, or my name on that app. So, I've said it on here, but, there's a million advisors, so good luck. But yeah, so those are my tips to you. Also, just relax. I use it to meditate and kind of ground. Make sure that you have your shield up before you start doing readings, because it does get draining pretty quick. As someone who's an intuitive empath, I can tell you it gets draining very fast. I can usually do 3 to 5 readings in a row. I have to sign off for a few minutes, lay down, close my eyes, cleanse, and then I can jump back on. And don't be afraid to take those kind of breaks, because you need them. Okay, you know, reading cards for someone is a lot different than ringing somebody out at like a burger joint or a store. Okay, it's draining, if not more, because you are more focused on their energy and one-on-one. Just trying to think if there's anything else I can tell you guys about it. All in all, I will say with the apps that I've worked on, it is a pretty good experience, and it is nice because it does also give you more experience. It helps you to grow in case, you know, there's ever an app that you want to, you know, get on to read, or, you know, you want to change to a more elite app. It is good to have the experience, and it also just helps to build your professional background. So I hope you guys loved that little chat and reading, and I will be back next Wednesday. I have to think of another topic for then. Or if you guys have a topic you want to talk about next Wednesday, feel free to leave it in the comments with any questions or any comments you have. If you'd like to set up an appointment with me or a tarot reading, I will leave my appointment calendar in the description. If you want to learn more about me, I will also leave you my website link. I hope that everybody has enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.